Hello everyone, Nexius here. So today is going to be a Magic Find episode for my little project, and today is going to be 100 Nightmare Andariel Magic Find runs with my Sorceress. I have about 300% Magic Find. If you are interested in her gear at this point of the video, I recommend you check the link somewhere at the bottom of the screen. You can click it and it will show you my gear and my build for the Sorceress this early into the game. So this will be, like I said, 100 Magic Find runs on Nightmare Andariel with about 300% Magic Find. So these are going to be the results. And on the first run, we find 2 sets and a unique ring. So identifying the unique ring, it turns out that the very first run of this series is going to be a Stone of Jordan. I was absolutely surprised and ecstatic to see this on the first run. I haven't found an SOJ in quite a while, but to find it on Nightmare Andariel on the first run is crazy. So then we have here on run number 11, what we have is a gold wrap and a couple of sets and uniques. Now the sets and uniques aren't really worth mentioning, they're just random uniques and sets, but the gold wrap is notable because, especially as a sorceress, which most people play, but technically any character in general, if you are magic finding, having a 30% bonus to magic find on your belt can be quite useful, since if you're usually running a Nightmare, you don't have a whole lot of great gear anyway, so getting that extra magic find to find better items much quicker can make the difference. Like I said, I'm running 300% magic find here, and if you need this 30% to help you get there, it's definitely worth it. Now in terms of run number 19 here, we find what it appears to be is a unique ring. And of course, it's this time a Nagel ring. Everyone always gets a Nagel ring, or Minald Heel usually when it comes to unique. Unless you're in Hell mode, then I feel like it's always Dwarf Star, or sometimes even Ravenfrost, but getting a Nagel ring in Nightmare Normal is almost always the case. So that was run number 19. For run number 20 here, it's going to be a little bit different, of course. We are going to get a unique amulet, this time not a ring. And we also get 2 armors as well. So we do find a rattle cage, which can be quite useful for the merc if you need that crushing blow. The crushing blow does a lot of damage to bosses like Andariel Mephisto, so if you are magic finding and could use that crushing blow damage, finding a rattle cage this early is pretty cool. Now for the amulet, it's a Mahaim Oak Curio, which is pretty decent if you're not running a great amulet. And as for the next run here, we have run number 53, which means we went 33 runs, I believe, with nothing special to note. So run 53 there, suddenly we are halfway through the 100 runs. It was a Goblin Toe pair of boots. On run 58, we find another unique amulet, which is also another Mahaim Oak Curio. For run number 62, we find, a Zakrim's Hand, which is a pretty decent melee weapon if you're like a paladin or something. It's not that great, but it's pretty decent. And of course, for run number 64, we find a unique amulet and a unique ring at the same time. So finding a unique ring and amulet at the same time is kind of funny actually, because there is a rumor, which I will talk about later, and this run here, this little series, 100 runs, is kind of showing a bit of evidence towards the rumor that I've heard all my years playing this game. So I'll get into the rumor later. But as you can see, that the unique ring is another Nagel ring, and the amulet is Nokozon Relic, or Nokozen, or something like that. Amulet's kind of crappy. It's very rarely useful, only if you're doing like Diablo runs, and that's about it. But now we continue on here with run number 65, where we get 2 sets and a Dark Clan Crusher. The Dark Clan Crusher can be very useful for druids. If you don't have a spirit sword, I don't have a spirit sword, so if I was a druid right now, it would be pretty decent for the 2 skills. Now, coming up next, we have run 84, where we find 2 uniques and a set, and this unique is going to be a Blade Buckle. Now, Blade Buckle is worth mentioning because it gives you strength and dexterity while also giving you 30% hit recovery. So while for most classes hit recovery is great, it's even greater for sorceresses because having hit recovery when you're teleporting around is very useful, because if you have very low hit recovery, you can get stun locked and then die, and I'm playing hardcore with this source, so it can be very useful in some cases. On run number 90, we find Mavina's Tenet, which is an Amazon set belt. For those of you that know the Talrasha, the Immortal Kings, the Griswold sets, Mavina's is the Amazon version of those sets. So while it's not that useful, it's still kind of notable if anyone's looking for those kind of class sets. Now finally, we have run number 97 here, which is again going to be another unique ring. And this one is not an SOJ, it's going to be another Nagel ring. So what's important to note here before going into my summary is that I did find a couple other items which I did not show. For example, I found a 4-socket Volge, which can be useful for making an insight. I found 2 soul runes as well. I also found another unique ring, which I accidentally forgot to implement into this video. It was a Manald heal. So that's a total of 5 unique rings and 3 unique amulets off Nightmare Andariel in 100 runs. Now, the rumor I was talking about earlier, when I was growing up playing this game, I remember people were saying that the best place to find a Stone of Jordan is off Nightmare Andariel. And I'm starting to believe that that is true. And the reason why is because she appears to find or drop unique amulets and rings all the time. And if you're finding unique rings all the time, there's a chance it will be a Stone of Jordan. And considering it's Nightmare and not Hell, you won't find other rings such as Wisp Projector or Nature's Peace, which means that there is a smaller pool of unique rings to choose from, which increases the chance of that unique ring being a Stone of Jordan. So it's starting to make sense now that Nightmare Andariel really is indeed the best place to find the Stone of Jordan. Don't take that as fact. This is just simply what I seem to believe at this point based off what I've heard growing up playing this game. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this 100 Nightmare Andariel Magic Find run. This is 300% Magic Find on /players1, also known as by yourself on Battle.net. If there's anything you guys would like to know about this, anything else, if there's an area you want me to try out next, let me know. I hope you enjoyed. Keep in mind that somewhere on the screen you can check out my Sorceress's build and gear. Don't be afraid to check it out. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.